Hey everybody, Dr. John Erickson here again. I want to introduce you to two important concepts that have to do with correcting your child's brain function. Most of the children who have ADD and ADHD have a functional disconnect syndrome on the right side of their brain. This means that all the brain parts are there on the right side, the frontal lobe, the temporal lobe, parietal lobe, occipital lobe, but that they're not connected. They're not communicating as they're supposed to. I use specific brain-based therapies to correct these right brain problems. Now, the two important concepts I want to cover with you at this time are called temporal summation and spatial summation. Now, temporal summation is the first one we're going to talk about, and this one has to do with the time or how frequent something happens. This relates to the timing on which a treatment is done. Most ADD and ADHD treatments are done one therapy, one modality at a time. This can work. However, there are times when you don't want to do that. The second concept is spatial summation. This has to do with multiple stimulations or modalities that are given at the same time. Let me give you two examples. The first one, picture yourself sitting in a group, and the person next to you starts to tap you on the shoulder. They can tap fast or they can tap slow. This would be an example of temporal summation. One stimulation given over time. Now, picture everybody sitting around you tapping you on the shoulder. This would be an example of spatial summation. Now, in this example, which stimulus do you think would affect you the most? The one person tapping you or everybody tapping you? Most likely you're going to say the spatial summation. The more people tapping you, the more stimulus. And so it is when we're dealing with rehabilitating a child with ADHD or ADD. There are times when a single stimulus is appropriate, and then there are times when multiple stimuli are appropriate. Now, I promised you two examples. The second example is imagine yourself at a concert, and the first performance is that of a solo violinist. There is one person doing one thing at a time. This would be an example of temporal summation. Very good. Now imagine the follow-up to the solo artist was a quartet. Now we have more instruments. There is a much richer sound. There is more of a symphonic quality that can take place because we have more instruments, more activities going on at the same time. This is spatial summation. Which one is better? The answer is they both are. It depends on the circumstance, and it depends on how they're used. There are times when you want one instrument playing, and there are times when you want multiple instruments playing. One of the biggest differences here in this clinic is that we know how to use both temporal summation and spatial summation together, and it can make all the difference in the world. Dr. John Erickson here saying thank you for joining me today. And I hope that you found this interesting on temporal summation and spatial summation. Have a great day.